What is that?
Oh, I just dumped a load. Sorry. That was my.
Aw, TMI.
That makes two of us.
Jeepers, that sounded like bricks. You need more fiber.
I just jump
Yeah,
in and
right.
that's what I hear. Wow.
Oh no, Lala.
I'm hauling. I'm hauling
What the
clay
heck
to the
did you
other
eat?
side of the airport.
Someone might just argue he just shed bricks.
So after the clay falls out of the back of the truck, and then I pull
That's-
forward, the gate slams shut, and it's kind of loud.
Is that what they call
Well,
it?
it snaps it.
Yeah. That's the clean way of
No,
saying
the coke
the
is.
other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, clean break. No wipe. One snap.
No.
Done.
If you're snapping it off, it's definitely not a clean break.
Oh my lord.
It's clay, okay?
That's
Have
what
you
you're
never
calling
dealt
it
with
these
clay?
days.
If you hear the velocity of his snap as well, it's very loud. It's coming through over the mic.
I'm shocked you picked that up because that's like 30 some feet behind me.
You got a lot of junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
Emotional damage.
Exactly.
Alrighty. So, good evening, everybody. I'm going to hijack it in the intro for a bit. So, today we'll be kind of switching up a few things. So, we'll start off with games, and I believe Phil will share a few things on what's happening on GameSite. And then the second half, we will talk about other things revolving around the vault. Is that all right with everybody? I hope so.
That's good.
That's good.
Alrighty, perfect. So let's kick it off. Phil, would you like to start off this whole session?
Sure. So, really, the only news we have is staking is coming up. We are targeting April 21st for Slam and special editions. But regarding Arena, we are gonna just monitor what's going on with the COG distribution, and that may follow a few weeks behind. And that's really it from games at this point. Unless you have any questions.
Yeah, I think Urban Gecko has a few. He's asking why and tournaments, question mark.
Why the monitoring? Just because, by the time staking comes around, there may not be a good amount of arena cogs out there. So we're just gonna monitor and see. And then for tournaments, we are working hard on the tournaments, but we don't have news on when it will actually launch just yet. Everything is being tested, reviewed. So news will release on that as soon as we're ready. As far as how long to stake your tubes, Crypto Matrix, it'll be 90 days as well. For the Slam and Slam Arena special edition tubes, 90 days. For tournaments, if you're talking about tournaments, it'll be much less. We haven't decided on the duration, but it will definitely
Concerning the latest games announcement with the anti-cheating, Is there an algorithm put in place now to monitor, or how without giving much away?
Anti-cheating within Slam?
Right, with gaming the system to try to gain an advantage as far as arena cog drops or anything like that.
Yeah, all right. So we do have measures in place like we implemented encryption. But there are definitely still ways to game the system that we are addressing at this moment.
All right, so we have another question in regards to the iOS, when it will be ready and is the ball in our court or VR. So, Luke, would you like to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So we work as Phil was saying, we're working on the tournament stuff at the moment, and that's kind of taking priority. But what we've been doing in the background is talking with the developers about the actual issue and nailing that down. We know what it is. It's to do with the sequence in which we're logging in or asking people to log in is sort of interfering with what Apple considered to be the correct login flow. So, but to fix that, we need to actually change the flow of both apps because obviously they need to work the same way. So, once we finish with this tournament build, we'll look at we'll look at doing some scoping on how long it's going to take to actually change that flow a bit. It's not drastic, but it's a fair bit of work, and it'll mean full regression testing on both apps and afterwards as well. So we just need to factor that in. But at least we know what it is now. We're pretty confident we can get through the iOS store. We just need to get the work done, and at the moment, that's not the highest priority. But it will be. It's on the radar for sure.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Luke. This is an interesting question. When next game title reveal? Any sneak peeks for that, guys?
Not just yet, but soon.
Got it. I'm going to take one from Madame. Some of us have been buying on the premise that arena staking would happen at the same time as Slam and special editions. Why has this changed?
It's a good question. But at the moment, we feel like it very well could launch at the same time. But we just want to see what the universe is at the time, because if the distribution is low, and those cogs will still be available for months, it wouldn't be fair to the people coming in that have no chance to collect tubes. So you're talking mainly from a collector's perspective, right? We want to give the players a chance to participate in the staking exercises.
No, I'm speaking from the staker's point of view. I mean, we've all bought on the premise, whoever's bought in, on the fact that these are going to be staked at the same time as Slam and Special Edition. I mean, that's what the wording says.
Okay. Well, it's still a discussion internally, so we will take the feedback from the community and look at it. But right now, I don't have a definitive answer for you.
Cheers, Phil.
Alrighty. So moving forward, I guess this is a question that Piyush, could you take this one? We've got two people here actually asking where is Fats? Is he out of RFOX Games? And so on. Piyush?
Guys, I think Benny's already addressed this in the bit. I won't go into too many details on this tonight, but we are acutely aware that we owe you an answer. Give us a couple more days. We're going to make a proper statement about this. I hope you will respect that, but we are conscious that we need to give you an answer and we're working towards it. Just give it a couple more days to answer this question for you. Second, also to answer a previous question on the new game name announcement. Well, we've already, we are pretty kicked about the fact that we're going to have a closed beta of the next game also out this quarter. So we definitely have that to look forward to. While we don't have a name for you just tonight yet, but we do have a game coming up this quarter, so that's quite exciting. Lala.
Awesome. Alrighty. So anyone who has those questions about FUD, so just watch out and we'll make a statement in a day or two and sit tight. So I'm going to move on with the other questions. Will there ever be staking again for early editions? I remember Benny saying that staking was implemented due to events launches taking longer than expected. Phil, is this something you can take?
Well, for earlier editions, they will be involved with the tournament staking, for sure. So, yeah.
Coolies.
And then also for the new games, there will be opportunities. There will be utilities to use the tubes in the other games. So, unlike Slam, all tubes will have utility in the upcoming games. So you can consider them like batteries, where they would be used as modifiers.
Gotcha. Any events with the social influencers that you want to share? Perhaps, anyone that we should watch out for, because we have noticed that there are a lot of influencers that are playing COGS now. Would you like to share with the community?
Chino?
Yep. So last week we had an influencer who has 4 million followers joined us on the live stream on Facebook. And although Facebook has been quite unfriendly lately with play to earn and pages related to play to earn lately, tomorrow we will still have another guest who also has around 3.9 million followers. Her name is Sashna. She's a Filipina, of course, and will be joining us and our very own Kaisaya, who is also an influencer, tomorrow on our Facebook page. So on the following weeks, maybe we will have more guests coming in. But for now, Sashna will be the last one for now.
I think we should get Adelaire in there.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm looking at around Adelaire and maybe even Shay as guests.
Wonderful. Yeah. So, guys, stay tuned and watch out for those things, because they are posted on our Facebook page for COGS, and you guys can watch them and actually interact with them, right? When they're playing while they're live, right?
Oh yeah, and definitely if you were able to get in, basically it's a fight night that what we've been doing since last year with Pete and I, right? So if you're able to get into the fight, you have a chance to win a 3rd edition collector's starter pack.
There you go. Heard it right here. Is there anything that you can share for April, Chino, with the team or with the community at this point, apart from that?
Well, we have the staking coming up soon. Definitely not in April, and as Piyush mentioned, we have a game launch this quarter. So hopefully everything went smoothly and we can release more details.
Awesome. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back to chat and see whether there are any questions. All right, so we actually have one from Simba EOD. This is basically a Vault question, which I think Luke or Piyush, perhaps you can take this, is the MVP sign-up thing still available or released yet? When is the Music Quarter sale?
Let me take these ones. Is the MVP sign-up thing still available? Yes, we are hoping to open up the sign-ups for the MVP this week. So keep your eyes out on that. Of course, we'll announce it. Raise your hands. Tell us if you have an Oculus, and you may have a chance to enter the vault. On the 27th of April. Because of course that's not an April Fool's joke, even if we announce it on the 1st of April. Second, when is the Music Quarter sale? The Music Quarter sale is currently stated for the 4th quarter of the year. That will be October, November, and December. So of course we'll announce this much closer to when the sale is gonna go live. But like Benny has mentioned earlier, the larger idea this time is to show you a lot more before we go into a sale, right? So you will see our MVP being launched, all the assets being refreshed over a period of time. We plan to show you over the next couple of months how we are progressing on this, and only then enter into the sale properly, right? So currently stated for Q4, but of course we'll keep you updated in case anything changes.
Baltic
Yeah,
Badger
that's-
actually has a follow-up question to that, Piyush. Is that
We
did
have
you
a
choose
name
it? Yes.
Actually, we haven't chosen the name for a music quarter yet, but in the interest of wanting to do it all together, whenever we decide it, I promise we will open this up for options and let everybody come up with an option. And of course, then we'll collectively figure out and decide between, the executives at the company as to what the name would be, but we will ask you for options as well.
Just following on from that answer as well, Piyush. The people have asked about the sale for the Science and Technology quarter, because that's not on the roadmap. It's because, as Piyush said, we want people to see the quarters before they buy the shops now. So that's just a timing thing, and that's probably going to spill into next year.
So, guys, as Piyush has mentioned, and he has given the green light, you guys can actually submit names for the music quarter. Of course, please make it PG as much as possible, and we would love to hear what kind of names come up from there.
But having said that, not now, because the quarter is not coming up now. So let me roll this out properly. We'll ask you for advice. If you give me a name now, there's a very fair chance that it'll get lost in the chat. But come up with something wild and spectacular, and we'll absolutely love to hear your ideas on this.
Yeah, Atish is already. Where do we submit? You can just tag me anywhere. I'll keep a track of everybody.
Name
Yeah,
proposal.
because-
Pete, come on,
Yeah.
don't be the first Wednesday evening. At least wait for half an hour.
Oh, that's for the science and tech. That's even for music quarter.
I mean, Pete has already started trolling the science quarter. It's the last thing for the year. Great job, Pete.
It's the long game. I'm playing the long game.
You're playing the long game, okay? But there's something interesting that's going to happen over the weekend. I'm not going to talk about it tonight. This is something we'll discuss on Friday. But
Oh yeah, mute.
but there is interesting happening wherein you'd be given a choice as to something over the weekend. If of course, so we'll discuss this on Friday, but something fun should be coming up. Having said that, what we have to show you today towards the later part of this AMA is also going to be something that you guys will like. Obviously taking forward the image of the vault that we showed you last time, but a different perspective on it, and also to give you more details on it starting now. So we'll get to it, I think, in another 20-25 minutes, Lara.
Yes, definitely. That's something.
It's something. In the meantime, if you have any questions on product, Luke is here. Please, by all means, ask. I'm sure we'll get to some answers right away.
We have one from Madame. When RFOX 2020 first edition?
That's out of context.
Yeah. All right. So, any other questions for games? I see Piyush already on the chat. Wow, Piyush. I saw that.
Where did it go?
There's some payback to XP.
All right. Oh my lord! This
That's
chat
so
is
funny.
scary. This chat is so scary. It's like you see it for 1 second and it's gone the next.
See, I got your back, Piyush.
No, I might have missed it. Did you ask when we'll see giveaways for Kagus, the large supply that's held by the RFOX team?
I don't have an answer on this for you tonight, but give me a couple of days. Let me get back to you on this one.
Aren't the Kogus for 2 ECT redeemers?
Yeah,
No,
we
there
like
was. Yeah.
I have redeemed 2 ECT, but not at the time of the drop. So I didn't get one.
There was a lot of the larger supply that was minted for giveaways. They did a bunch at the beginning for wheels and everything like that, but there's still a large supply held by the team.
Have you anything to add to that, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, we still have a small stash of the blue Kogus. The red Kogus are gone, but the blue Kogus, we still have a small stash. Because
Not April Fools, so don't tell anyone you're giving them out.
No, I mean, I'm just stating the facts on the chain, right? I'm stating the fact that we still have a small stash. I'm not saying we're giving them out.
Yeah, because you can only do that on April the 1st. You can't actually do that today.
Maybe for staff, who knows, right? Piyush, do you want one?
You. Don't gift them to yourself.
You know, with my luck, even if you were to give it to only staff and then only marketing and then only C levels, and I was the only person,
you won't get.
Yeah. Story of your life when it comes to lucky draws.
story of my life. Just in case somebody's new here who doesn't know the story, every time there is a contest or there is a challenge, and even if it, we are on a company-wide call wherein people are playing games, I am the last person to win anything. I usually just don't win. It could be
because you just give up.
It's not.
Give up and leave.
I could be trying my hardest. I could be, even if it's luck or even if it's skill. When it comes to games and contests, I'm just the worst. It doesn't work for me.
I get lucky when it comes to winning stuff that has 0 value.
Ooh.
Well, you won that.
Except the 2 cogs I've gotten from.
Right?
Except the
No,
2
you-
cogs I've gotten from Benny, but I waited very,
You got the
very
Twitter
long.
giveaway thing. Yeah, you won that. That has some value. I mean, the value has dropped drastically.
I rest my
since
case,
Lucky
Adler.
Draw, but
All right, we actually have a question here in chat. Ain't sure if this was asked yet, but when private matches, anyone could share that? Perhaps either Luke or Phil.
Private matches? That is not. I mean, yeah, it's something we'd love to do, because something like that really builds community. But it's not a priority at the moment. We want to get tournaments out there. We want to get the game working as intended, and then we'll start looking at brand new features.
Would it technically be hard, or would it be a manipulation of what you would be implementing with tournaments, just small scale?
From my understanding, it would be completely different, and it depending on what kind of mechanics we put to it. Like if private rooms were like play for keeps.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like it would be a whole new feature that needs to be built from the ground up.
Is that considered gambling from a app store perspective?
If it's just cogs, I don't think so, but we definitely have to check with legal for that.
The whole thing's a bit grey. It's kind of you kind of you got to be a bit careful with all of it. I think. I just anything where there's rewards changing hands, it's always a bit grey. You just got to be a little bit careful with it. But just back on the question though, it just reminded me of the fact that we're going to be launching a customer feedback tool as part of the Valt MVP, and we'll extend that to the other products as well. So there'll be an opportunity to send actual feature requests back and upvote and all that sort of stuff. We're working on that at the moment. We'll have that out really soon by the time the Valt goes to MVP. So that'll be a good way to feedback some of these ideas and actually upvote them, and it'll give us a good idea of how much support there is behind some of these ideas. That'll help us map out the features going forward.
Sounds good. All right, so we have another question from Simba. I think this is relation to the previous one you had about the sign up for MVP. Piyush, do we have a time frame for signups, and has that been confirmed?
I'm assuming you mean how much time would you have to sign up? So once we open it, we would keep it on for at least 2 weeks minimum. But this is also going to be an ongoing process. So get your name in as soon as you can, and we'll figure out how to get some of you access. At the same time, we would also be giving some spots over via contests. So if you were to win one of those, you would be guaranteed a spot on the MVP instead of just a lottery of people who would be giving up their names. So there'll be multiple ways to get access, and we'll obviously start releasing more information next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, as Piyush said, so just to add to that as well, it will be an ongoing thing. We will ramp this up over time, and especially when we get close to the 1.0 build, we're going to want to let more people in. So if we've got a backlog of people that have signed up, that's a good thing, and they'll be first cab off the rank if they miss out on the first MVP round.
Yep, so keep a lookout for our Discord competitions as well as our social medias, because 2 people from the community has actually gone into the Vault, which was Ninja J as well as Art Is My Weapon, and they just kind of joined our contest and they won out of the lucky draws, and hopefully one of you guys will be able to get in and experience it firsthand with the team. Okay, so the next one from Aguila, not sure if this question was answered, but can we still rent our shop in tournament? And aside from Avatar and apartment from shops, any other utility for shops holders? Phil?
I guess I can answer the first.
Yeah.
So the system we came up with, we realized renting would be extremely difficult. We wanted to avoid having assets change hands, right? So what we basically came up with was a way for players to stake their tubes and then earn rewards based on tournament participation. So a percentage of the fees collected for tournament entry would go to tube stakers. But like I said before, that you may have missed, the utility for tubes and specific cogs will be introduced in the upcoming games. So you're going to have to choose whether you want to use them in game, stake for tournament rewards, or a number of other possible uses. So at some point you're going to have to choose on how you manage your assets.
Alrighty, thanks, Phil. I'm going to take in more questions. So, Lara has a question. What is your deal with announced influencers? Is it a one-time deal? Piyush, perhaps you could clarify?
It really depends on person to person. Of course, we haven't done a lot of influencer activities. I'm aware of that. But some of them are one-time deal. Some could potentially be long-term partnerships. It really depends on, product, projects, and, how much value do we we think we're getting out of that association. But going forward, as we continue to launch more products, more MVPs are released, more products are live, I think our engagement with influencers would also dramatically increase, along with launches.
Agreed. So I hope that answers your question, because I think this has been brought up a few times even before. But yes, Piyush has trust.
Yeah, and just to add, we actually do review their engagements if we're hitting the right audience with each influencer or not. So as what Piyush said, it could be a one-time deal. It could be something that we will repeat again. But we will see. We will review their engagements and see in the future.
Alrighty. So so definitely in the pipeline for the different ventures within RFOX to actually find the right influencers, because different influencers will attract different markets, but each of them will be reviewed accordingly. All right. So Piyush, do you think it's about time, or should we let them wait a little bit more?
No, let's show it, but let's ask Pete if he's going to troll this one also.
Time for what?
You didn't send me anything, so I got nothing to show.
Oh no!
The stunt you pulled off last time, and you refused to show it to people. I've given it to Lala this time, because Lala is a nice person who doesn't troll the community, right? And she shows.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah.
Show them.
So if you guys, you guys know that. So I'm clear. I'm fully transparent that Piyush didn't send me anything to share with you guys, so I can't share anything. So I guess Lala will be sharing it this time around.
I'm sure you have something up your sleeve. I'm sure you do.
Come on, kids, stop
I
fighting.
got a lot of stuff,
Okay.
but I can't show it until the boss tells me I can show it.
Bad. If you're feeling bad, you could always just do a wheel and distribute some of your precious cogs,
There
right?
we go. That's a good idea.
Who wants
What's the time, Pete, and then flip it? That's not how it works.
I was just gonna say who wants Pete's stash, but then I just realized it doesn't sound very. It doesn't sound a lot of fun, does it? If I say it like that.
No, I mean, like Piyush. I mean, I can understand that when I send you stuff during our private sessions, but if you ask me to do a wheel, there's no point because you're not going to win it, right? You've already said your luck sucks.
That's also true. There is no point doing this damn wheel. I know.
And the with Luke is like the total opposite, right? My private sessions with Luke always ends up with me buying more NFTs. Oh, that's a good deal. I'm gonna buy this one.
It's true.
Alrighty. Okay, someone needs to.
Okay,
probably...
Lala. You can run the show today. Piyush. Yeah, I think Piyush doesn't like me the show.
Aw, it's not it.
Yeah, and then the rest of the other stuff that I got, I can't show. So.
But while Lala is,
Come on, Pete, don't make Lala beg.
Guys, someone has to actually
look at all these guys, Lala. Benny just texted me and said it's fine. No. Yeah, he called me too. We should show it. No, he's on a plane.
Can everyone see my screen? And someone needs to actually stream this because I think there's more than 25 people.
Luke, do you want to talk about what is it that people can see in this?
What was that about 25, Lala?
Someone may need to stream what I'm sharing. Can you guys see my screen right now?
How did you get 25 on that?
Is that you? Yeah. Oh my god! I fell for that! Okay, sorry. My bad. Oh gosh.
I see lights. I see spaceships. I see some text in the bottom right that says that this is not a genuine version of Windows.
So everyone can see it?
Please don't point that out.
I'm live right now.
I see plants.
Oh.
So this is a.
I think I'm showing a different thing than Lala.
What are you showing me?
I gotta stop it. Hold on.
Oh my god! I want to see what you're looking at.
I just see.
Oh, sorry guys. I was not sharing what Lala's showing. I was showing something else.
Oh my lord.
Snapping tool.
So this is obviously a bit of a further off shot of the Genesis and the quarters. you can see above where those blue lights are, they're apartments. So there's basically apartments hovering over each quarter. You'll see as we release more shots going forward, you'll see that you get a bit more idea of where the quarters sit. But that's basically Genesis in the middle and then 4 quarters around it. And yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of idea of perspective and scale as well, and how this all sort of sits together. But like I said, when you get some different angles and you can see it from above, you'll get a better idea of where everything sits. But if we gave it to you all at once, it wouldn't be a teaser, would it?
Also, just to mention, what you saw what you saw on Monday was actually a daylight shot, right? What we're trying to show you from a different angle. Like Luke said, this is veering towards sunset, right, Luke?
Yep. This is sun going down basically.
Gecko, if you
lights come
wanna
on.
watch my stream, I have a special one for you that is dedicated for you. And
Is it a
Madonna.
black hole?
This could be.
No, it's not a black hole.
Oh, Peasant Quarter,
People for it.
yay. Did you see my Easter egg hunt edition of this image? I
No,
found
I did
all the
not.
Easter eggs that you guys had thrown around the vault.
Of this one in this image?
No, the one from last time. Put it in main chat for you. Easter eggs were everywhere.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to find it until we run a contest. Now you just lost your edge.
There were literally Easter eggs
No, I
everywhere.
haven't found them yet. I didn't circle all the Easter eggs. I looked at them.
That was so creative of you. You can see it now. It's a beautiful work of art.
Thank you. It took me about 2.5 minutes.
Alrighties.
So yeah, as I said, we'll have some more coming up. Piyush has got a stash of them at the moment, so he'll release those when he sees fit.
If we compliment his hair, do we have a higher chance of receiving one?
I'd say that's a good place to start.
Absolutely. If I don't see 20 comments praising my hair on Friday, I'm not going to release the next one. How's that?
I think
And
praising is the key word.
The keyword, you can't troll me like Pete does. Luke, do you know what Pete does to me in meetings? Every time I turn my camera on, he screenshots it and he starts sending pictures to everybody. Every single time.
Who's gonna NFT it one day?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't.
just Piyush you do that too, Pete, or is it everybody?
Oh, just Piyush. Everybody else doesn't have hair, so.
I'm
Hey!
Actually, that is true. We do have a lot of bald people in our company.
I mean, Lala doesn't turn on her camera, so, I'm going to assume she's bald.
Is it
Oh,
bald
wow.
people or is it people who are
Thanks.
moving so fast into space their hair can't even grow?
No, but Lala wears those cat ears, right? The one with the lights on. So your attention goes to that. So you can't really tell whether or not she has hair because she's mastered so beautifully with that. For all you know, Lala's bald too.
Yeah, it's a wig, probably, right?
if Luke wears that, cat ears, he'll look like the bald cat. Those
God.
species of cat that doesn't have hair.
The Sphinx. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have a
Sphinx.
question already. We have a few marquee clients who were already announced. Since these companies will bring new people into Vault, I want to know what activities are they doing to make this happen. Piyush, is there anything you can share in regards to activities?
Actually, not at the moment, but I will tell you this, that we're in talks with all of our partners to, everyone's planning, their shops and how it's going to work out. After we have launched the MVP, of course, in due time, you'll hear more about what each of the partners are going to be doing in it. But just to let you know, there are active conversations, of course, at all times with all of these guys to figure out what next.
Awesome. Okay, so if you guys can actually look at the chat, so we have someone that's asking about the picture we just showed just now. Are all those towers apartments or just the ones above the quarters? Luke, perhaps you could address that?
Yeah, the towers are apartments. I'm just trying to look at the.
Yeah, Lara had actually put that in chat.
I think it's just the reflections. Those towers are the apartments, basically. There's four apartment towers.
Luke, what are you planning to do on the sides? Maybe staff quarters? We could live in some of them, perhaps. Get our own cars to go from one quarter to another all day. Because I'm assuming
Sure,
you'd
Pete's
be.
already assigned some to himself.
Piyush, even if we assign those to you, you wouldn't get them. So let's move along.
Thanks, Pete.
He's going to give us the quarters not on that ship, somewhere else.
I think they look like screens because of the reflection. But when you see some of the other shots, it'll make a bit more sense.
Lara, wait till Friday. What we show you next will kind of will answer all of your questions that you're asking right now.
Now's when you ask the tough questions, Lala, like what's the meaning of life?
My God, I see a comment that has so many reactions already. George34. Like, wow, guys. So much emotion for that one sentence.
That's a bannable offense if I'm not, if you find me on a, not a good day and a bad day. Like if my hair was out of place or something like that. That's a bannable offense for mentioning that.
You mean the temple?
Not necessarily a temple, but you're just mentioning that. It's like
I didn't want to finish the sentence because I might get bad if I mentioned it, right?
Sounds like a smart
yeah,
cookie.
very true.
All right, we have one more question here. Maybe Luke can take this. Any utility for those who have avatars and apartments? If any, kindly share with us. Thank you.
So hang on, any utility for those have more avatars and apartments. So are you saying if you own more avatars and apartments, you'll have additional utility? Is that the question?
I believe so. Yes.
I don't know the answer to that question yet. I don't believe that we've actually factored that into the maths yet. Do you know, Pete? I don't think we've actually gone that far.
For having more apartments and avatars, yes, there are benefits to it. It'll be a multiplier for the staking in the new tokenomic model.
I don't know if we know what that is yet, do we?
We have. Oh wait a minute. Oh, we didn't release that to the public. Oh shit. But yeah, I've seen the numbers. But yes, depending on how many you have staked, you will get multipliers. I think we mentioned it, but
it was mentioned to the public that there would be multipliers, but no numbers were shown.
Yeah, no numbers were shown yet, but there will be multipliers for, more than one if you.
Quick move on.
Before anything else happens. Anyways, we'll move on to the next question. I think this is either for Felicino. When will the next major patch for Cogslam be released, or an approximate date that you can look out for?
Chino?
When it's ready. I don't want to release a major patch that we haven't fully tested. Then, when the time of release comes, then there's bugs, right? So I'd rather we release it when it's bug-free and really ready. So yeah.
Alrighty. Okay.
I mean, the next big patch is obviously going to be tournaments, and it's not too far. But
Got it.
We'll release that information when it's available.
Alrighty, so keep a lookout on announcement pages, as usually that will be the best places to look for information for the updates. Moving on to Crypto Matrix. Out of the 10,000 apartments that are available, tell us how many penthouse will be available. Do we have a number for this, Luke?
We do have, but it's more than 4, but we cannot divulge the number yet.
Okay. So it's more than 4. That's all that we can say.
Correct.
All
it is
right.
not one. It is not one penthouse per quarter.
Okay, it's not one.
I don't know
penthouse.
what he means by one penthouse per tier, but I think he means quarter.
I meant quarter.
But
Yeah, I
yes,
think he means
definitely
quarter.
more than one per quarter.
And that's all by RNG, or is that only through OG avatars?
RNG. There's no OG
Okay.
apartments. Apartments
Okay.
are, you could have a peasant but get a penthouse, or you could have an
Oh.
OG that gets a.
It's all random.
And
So
missed the
random
opportunity
apartment.
there, Pete. It's a peasant house, not a penthouse.
Wow.
RFOX for the people.
No. There will be peasant houses. So you want to match the peasants to the peasant houses.
No, that
I
has to
feel
be
like
good.
if you have a peasant avatar and you get a penthouse, I feel like you should be stripped of your penthouse as a peasant.
No. The peasant house is less than the penthouse. I mean, since we've already said it, we might as well do it, right?
Yeah, they're rarer.
Definitely.
They're there in the sewers.
Yeah, it's
You
called
see,
a hovel.
the penthouse has a nice view and all that. Usually penthouse are right on top, right? Top of the building, right? The peasant house right at the bottom of the building. There's only one.
In the sewers.
That's where the sewers. That's where the sewage
Yeah.
comes out.
Oh God. All right. Moving on, another question. I think this is something more for marketing. Laura has a question. Have you lined up any big events for the MVP, or is it a bit too soon for it? Like, for example, concerts, meetups, art exhibitions.
A little too soon for these, Lara. I think the first thing we want to do is show you the functionality. And everybody, of course, who's entering the vault, I mean, show them the functionality of just how well it works. In due time, we'll get into concerts, meetups, art exhibitions. Also, none of this is going to happen in April, just to be honest. Luke, is there anything else you would want to add to this?
No, so I think Ben's mentioned it a couple of times, and I think I have as well. It's really what we're trying to do here is get the feedback, test the functionality of like the social side of it, the multiplayer aspect, all that sort of stuff. Get that all tested and working, and make sure that if there are any issues, we've ironed that out, and then we'll start building the other layers on top. So it'll come as soon as we can possibly do it. As soon as we're comfortable that we've done the groundwork and everything's working, we'll start building those layers on top. So I think it'll happen sooner than you think, but definitely not in the first month or two.
Thank you for that clarification. Hope that helps, Laura. Moving on to I Collect Cogs. This is an interesting question. Yeah, so will I be able to peep into other people's apartments? And when anyone would like to answer, that's
Do you want to peep into other people's apartments? I don't know where this is going.
You want to peep into?
He want to look at Piyush's hair.
Sorry, it's a hilarious question.
Pete. I think we need curtain upgrades in the apartments.
You need an NFT for that.
You need a curtain NFT because.
And the curtain NFT is to prevent the spying NFT.
Curtain NFT, huh?
Can you get your avatar naked? Because if you can't, then it's not going to be a problem, is it?
I'll put in a user story for that one.
All right. So, okay, moving on from that. That's a really interesting question to address as well. But are there only two types of apartments currently, regular and penthouse only?
No, there's more than that.
Yeah,
okay.
There's different sizes, but
and as of this morning, as of today, like this call, there's a new one, the peasant house.
That sounds like an interesting one.
Yes, there are multiple.
Okay, so the next one is, do apartments have garages? I'm guessing garage or storage or anything like that?
No.
Alrighty.
Look, we should have garage NFTs to put the car NFT.
Yeah, this is why we need this feedback stuff. Like that's actually a good idea.
You can have garage NFTs, you can have a docking NFT for the spaceships to dock at, you can have spaceship NFTs, you can have planet NFTs.
Now the garage
There's a lot of things you could have.
Now the garage will work for both, right? You know, you could have one right at the edge there that your car could drive if you're on the vault.
That could
and
be
then
a
your
peasant
spaceship
NFT,
could
you know.
dock.
A sewer.
Oh, the peasant
NFT.
NFT is done deal. That's gonna happen, right? Then
Imagine
you have the
owning the
garage.
sewer.
Ooh. King of the sewers.
Yeah, pay me to filter your shit. You want to funnel it through my sewer? I get commission.
Oh, Lord. Okay, another one
Is
is
it
our
1%
pets.
RFOX for everything that goes through it?
Wow, a lot. Are pets allowed in the apartments? Will we have pets in the apartments?
Mute.
No pets yet, but I'm writing this down.
Not yet, but I think as of this conversation, yes, we will probably gonna start looking into it.
Simba's like right on the money, right? He's like, how much for a penthouse?
Or 20 ETH floor.
Well, if
that's,
you got
I mean, how
RFOX
much for a penthouse?
2020
That's
free.
depending on the market, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking secondary market because it'll be random initially.
Yeah, secondary market. So whoever that has an avatar will get an apartment. Which apartment you get is random. So if Lala gets one and she wants to sell it for 2 ETH, that's her prerogative, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Gecko has one and he wants to trade one for sewer NFT, so that's his prerogative.
Any limits per wallet or per user?
Limits? No limits. Just like any sale or whatnot. But it is random, so even if you have 10, doesn't necessarily mean you get a penthouse.
True that.
Will there be enough supply for all the COG bonuses to mint avatars, or will it be a first come first serve kind of sellout thing?
The way we are planning right now is first come first serve, but we also think that it wouldn't sell out. But that's what we think. I don't know what the community thinks.
According to the charts, there's an allocation of 5,000, and if you go look at the tubes and you start looking at the numbers, it more or less adds up to that amount. If all of them were to be burnt.
I mean, you can still tube up on commons pretty cheap. Not that
50
much.
of them?
Yeah, we figured out there was enough already tubed, didn't we, Pete? But the untubed ones was the question.
Yeah, plus
Well,
the thing is...
I've got about
I'm not going to say
200
anything
comments and
more,
I'm not
but,
burning them.
But there are... I mean, there's still going to be other mechanics that is going to be in play as well.
That's right. We can't assume everyone's going to burn every tube.
So is a mechanic like a peasant? Is this a new role?
We can assume everyone's going to be burning all the tubes. So whatever we got there, not everyone will be burning. Then we also have other mechanics that's going to be put in play even before those things come about. So that is, the numbers are still in flux. It's not set in stone right now. But the numbers that we've posted in the tweet, in the economic preview, the model economic preview, model preview, that's all. That's about. It still can be changed, right? There's a disclaimer that numbers can be changed, but that's the gut feel where we are thinking it's going to be.
All right. Moving on, we have a question from DMH. Am I still able to sign up for the Valt MVP?
Yep. So as Pete was saying before, we'll announce that later this week. But there's definitely spots. We haven't given out any public spots yet, so you can definitely still sign up. Just keep an eye out. We'll let everyone know when we're ready.
Yep, and once it's launched, like Piyush mentioned, it'll be up for about 2 weeks or so. So keep your eyes peeled, and once it's ready to go, better sign up ASAP. Okay.
Say nice things about my hair. If you don't say that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's the one thing. Before you click submit, you have to say something nice to Piyush's hair.
Did I get whitelisted because I defended you against XP early on?
You absolutely, I can't promise you a whitelist, but I can definitely say that I'll try to bump you up a couple of spots up.
Oh my
yes.
maybe in the form we can add a separate column.
At the expense of his own spot, Gecko.
Can I submit a GIF in this for a GIF competition?
Lala, does the form support that? We should be able to do something fun, right? Say something nice about Yush's hair, otherwise,
I can slot that in. That's not a problem. Oh gosh. All right, so okay, we have a few more questions to take before we finish up this session. Are you allowed to say how many spots you have for the MVP launch, which would obviously include the staff, shop owners, etc., that are already in there?
We have a few hundred slots total, and we haven't actually used many of those yet. Josh and I were talking about this today. We probably won't fill them all immediately. We'll probably hold a few back, but that's what we've got to work.
The prerequisite is for you to have the Oculus Quest 2, right? So if you have that already, then you're already like looking good. Because how many in this group has one? I mean, I don't think everyone who's on the call right now has one right now. So that's except Jesse. I know Jesse has. Oh, okay. Now everyone's saying that they do have one.
Yeah, we've got a few hundred total. That's
but Mr. Flair is already in, so everyone's getting married now. I do.
Sorry, I missed out.
On that last one as well. So we've got a few hundred total at the moment, but what we'll do is to expand that out later. What we'll do is we'll control access by the RFOX ID if need be, if we need to ramp that up more quickly, and if there's a lot of demand. But at the moment, the 300 is what we've got to play with for the very short term.
So you guys better be quick because there are a limited amount.
Yeah, I mean, all the numbnuts who say I do, but they're already in, they're gonna get a kick from me.
Alrighties. Okay. I'm so sorry. I think I missed out 2 questions. One's from Hanford. How much time will we have to exchange tubes for mints before the mint?
We'll announce that as we come closer to that. But we'll definitely give ample time. But again, like I said, the way we're seeing it right now is going to be first come, first serve. So if you don't get in early and you miss out, then
your problem.
It's your problem.
I'll finish that sentence for you. All right. So for Optimus, he's asking, when is the new economic paper? Pierce, is this something?
Actually, pretty soon. We are in the final processes of releasing it. Unfortunately, as you know, Benny's been traveling, and that's why he's not here on the call today with all of us. But we are hoping to release it very soon. Soon. So you should see it pretty much in the next couple of days.
Please. All right, so we have one for Atish. RFOX token deserves more centralized exchange listings. Will those centralized exchange actually list RFOX? That Binance application has been submitted for months. I remember Benny said FTX2 and maybe Coinbase. Any one of you guys could actually enlighten on this?
No, none of us can say anything with regards to that.
There we go. So you'll have to wait for Friday for sure.
We have to wait for when the announcement comes out. We cannot say anything before that. That's a very sensitive subject.
Gotcha. Will tournaments and all the info be out before the burn or mint of peasants or even OG mint so we can do our strategy?
The goal is yes, I think that's the goal.
All right.
And then Phil drops the ball. Sorry, Phil.
Oh man, that's cold, man.
Oh my lord.
I'm gonna figure out some way to put it on you.
Oh, that's gonna be
nothing new.
I can make some killer comeback GIFs for you.
There we go. All right. Any last questions? Whether it's games or Vault. If not, we'll likely see everybody this coming Friday. We all good? We all good?
Thanks,
Why
Lala.
is CX a sensitive subject? Atesh is not a sensitive subject, but we cannot divulge certain things ahead of time. So when it happens, the announcement will come out.
It's not pronounced CX, CEX. It's pronounced sex.
What? I totally heard.
Creepy Batman from
Yeah.
your van.
I need to give you some candy.
This is what happens when you enter degen time.
Oh my god.
Come to my van.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing more than I should.
I think that's a good way to wrap up.
All right. Yes, we'll wrap up with that voice of yours, right? Awesome. So, thank you everyone for making the time. It's always an awesome thing to be doing this, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Same time, same place. If anything, do let us know.
Thanks, Lala.
Night,
I think you
guys.
should host it every time. Your soothing voice was
Same
really
bad
good.
channel.
Yeah,
Really?
thanks, Lala.
That's what I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll invite
Stay
some of you
away
guys.
from Batman's van.
What? Batman has a van. Okay, that's a new one for me.
That was a really nice call. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. Most
You
welcome and
guys
happy
stay
to
safe,
speak
stay
everybody.
safe, and
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. And all
Thanks,
the
everyone.
nuts.
Thanks, Lala. Thanks for hosting.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye, guys. See you soon. Bye.